Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be talking about Magellan from One Piece. Magellan was the warden in Impel Down, is one of those characters that I love from One Piece, and I haven't done a video about him yet because I don't know, I wanted to spend some nice time with him. I wanted to kind of define kind of what I wanted to talk about, okay? Because this is a character that it is, I think for me, very important for the development of the story. He is one of those characters that marked my experience through One Piece and my love for One Piece very deeply, because Impel Down is one of those sagas that we have a lot of emotion because the reason behind it and where are we going. So today I just wanted to talk about Magellan, a little bit about his position, and basically praise him and praise his honor as a warrior of the good. Because I think he's just basically almost undefeatable. Some sort of, I would say, I may even name this video the 6 Yonko or something like that, because if you think about it, this guy is so strong that he ended up defeating everyone in Impel Down. All the guys trying to escape, you know, Luffy, Blackbeard, Crocodile, Ivankov, all of them couldn't actually face the Doku-Doku fruit, the poison fruit, and his determination of stopping anyone from escaping from there. Impel Down is a prison, a subaquatic prison. It looks like a tube going down to the seafloor. It is built by levels. Most probably the original prison was built originally as a one layer, one floor, let's say, or 2 floors, when 700 years ago, 800 years ago, we had this kind of void century. And probably slowly as we go following Nico Robin and discovering the truth of the world at the end of the story, we will see how Impel Down was there, and how Water 7, that I think at that point was called only Water, was there as well. Okay, I'm gonna put my video about Water 7 here because I think it connects very nice with this. There are some areas in the map, some places, some islands that remained. Some areas as well, like Arabasta, for example, or Uano, are built higher because they already knew the things that they were to come, okay, kind of prophecies, visions, or you know, legends. They knew already, so there are specific places that they have been built in a way to last, okay, to last. So I wanna draw him scary. I wanna draw him like almost like a silhouette, probably. I'm gonna be doing this kind of coat neck that he has here, and then the face goes here. I'm drawing very tiny as well. If you see, it's only one finger size basically, but I wanna do it like this because I am not gonna be going around with Hydra drawing and everything, the Hydra on top, but I wanna kind of convey the terror of finding this man, the terror of maybe you being in one of the levels in Impel Down and seeing him in the distance, coming to you, upset. He's gonna attack an enemy, he's gonna attack someone trying to escape, and kind of trying to do a little bit. Obviously we go into the cartoon realm because we do cartoon here in the channel, but I wanted to kind of draw him a little bit like that. Maybe we do the eyes like this in white, that we don't see the pupils, okay, and we do, for example, as well, all the features very tiny, very small, like they mix, they blend with the character, because of that, just to show how terrifying this man can be. and not even Luffy, that is our number one, could actually be saved from his power. He was saved because Ivankov, and he was saved because fate and everything, because he was the chosen one. Like in all the series that you are the chosen one, the main character, you obviously you can't die, or if you die, it's to be reborn stronger. Okay, like here in Dragon Ball as well, everywhere. So let's do a little bit. Magellan. Some people calls Magellan Maselar, Mageshar. There are different kind of takes and different types of pronunciation. This name originally comes from Portuguese explorer that was Fernão de Magallanes, but I don't know how to speak properly Portuguese either, but the pronunciation as well, like in Spanish you have Fernando de Magallanes. This is something that it has been translated. I don't like when they do this, because you have a name, and if you translate the name in different languages, the name ends up distorted. Here, it's written as Magallanes, like you will say it more similar to the Spanish version, and probably is taking reference from this explorer, and this explorer in the 1520, that's basically touching the Golden Pirate era in the Caribbean and everything. So in that time, in the 1520s, he was in a Spanish convoy exploring, and this group of people, they were the first ones, European people, discovering the strait that there is at the bottom of Chile, between Chile and Argentina. There is like a pass there that you can navigate with your boat and cross from one side to the other without having to reach the very bottom of the map of that territory. Okay, and it's a difficult pass. It's a difficult trip through there, but it was at that point discovered. Originally, the guy gave the name the Strait of All Saints, but the king at the point, the king in Spain at the point, he decided to kind of award him and celebrate him as the discovery, the one who made the discovery, and that was basically something very good, and to call it Strait of Magallanes as well. Okay, so probably Oda took this as a reference for the guy, for the name. That was a determined guy. This was a explorer guy who found something very important, and Oda is known for taking as a reference real life characters. Like when we see Blackbeard, I have said this a couple of times already here in the channel. Blackbeard, Whitebeard, and Touch in the One Piece story are created from original Blackbeard. So we have mixes in One Piece, and this is what you do when you create a character design. When you do create character design, you will research, find images, find text, find things interesting names that you like, that you can maybe distort and reinvent to create your own characters. Okay, if you think about it, oh, this idea is so original. For example, Dragon Ball is so original, One Piece is so original, but it has a base, a reference from the story of Son Wukong, that is basically a journey to the west, and you have the adventures of this person as well with the friends, and that is a story that it has kind of filtrated nowadays to be something like Dragon Ball or something like One Piece. Okay, basically referencing other people's work. I recommend you check all these names if you are interested in all these history, legends, and fantasy as well, and referencing. If you're an artist, you can search for the names I've been mentioning here, read a little bit, and you will kind of understand why I'm kind of so pointing out that is very good thing when you do referencing from real life or from other pieces of work and everything. Okay, so we have here Magellan. I always call him Magellan, so I'm gonna be keeping here Magellan name while I'm talking. But yeah, let's do the beard. His design, physical design, the face, the symbols on the face, this kind of painting that he has on the face and everything, are very similar, and the body, to the guys that we meet in Mocktown with Noland. We have there with Cricket's story and Noland and everything. The two gorillas, the two monkeys there, the guys that help us to go to the sky. And obviously this guy is based as well in monkeys. It is said by Oda that those guys are humans. They are not any other race. They are not minks. But we can obviously see the similarities with monkeys there, okay, and with Luffy, this brotherhood with Luffy, okay. Magellan as well looks like a mandrill. Mandrills are a type of animal that they move in groups. They are not going alone normally out there. You may find some, one or two alone, but in general they are groups of animals moving around. They are quite territorial, quite protective of their families. They can have, I don't know, 20, 30 mandrills together, different ages, and the females and the little ones will go more in the middle of this, let's say, parade, and the males surround a little bit at the back, a couple of the sides, a little bit on the front, and they will protect if there is like a lion, a leopard, or something attacking them to eat them. These animals are ferocious, and they will fight all of them like a storm, okay? And this kind of feeling, it gave this to me as well when I was reading Impel Down. In all the sagas, and we, as a One Piece fans, we know this, in all the sagas we have a timer, a chronometer time that is kind of going back to give us the rush. We need to rush to finish this. We need to rush to this point. We need to rush to defeat this guy because the bomb is gonna explode, because the Flamingo is gonna close the cage, everything. Here, this guy is the bomb. This guy is the danger. We are running away from him. You see a couple of times Luffy, Mr. 3, Ivankov, all of them facing him a little bit. We have a couple of fights, but there is no color here. There is no color. There is no option for us to defeat this guy. We see that he's able to receive damage. Yes, we see this, that when Luffy punches him and he gets poisoned the first time, he receives damage. We see later that with Mr. 3's help, with the candle fruit, we are able to create this kind of protection, this kind of barrier, this kind of gloves that Luffy is using, and once they are kind of getting infected, getting contaminated, Luffy is able to take them out, like Mr. 3 is kind of melting them and creating new ones, so Luffy can keep fighting. We see this, but this guy, the only way to defeat him, it will be doing something like that, like natural enemy, natural counterpart of this fruit, something like the candle concept, something like gold. I've seen as well someone shared online without the reference. That's not nice. If you are referencing someone's work and someone's drawings, keep in mind to say, oh, this guy is the one who drew this or explained this because it's very nice. But I didn't see the name of the person. I saw someone else sharing a mini comic that is kind of a second escape from Impel Down, like when you have, Doflamingo and all the rest of the guys escaping, and obviously all invented by this guy. And he made Gold Tesoro, the guy from the movie that can control gold. He made him as well, using his power, like Mr. 3 was using his power here. That's something that Oda does a lot with Pika and Avalo Pizarro, for example. Okay, like repeating a little bit some of the fruits and some of the ideas. Okay, let's do this kind of bracelets, some sort of bracelets that he has here. And now the hands. I want to maybe not finish him, like he's dripping venom poison here, a little bit transforming, I would say. And let's not forget to draw the belt. He's wearing a belt while we are in Impel Down, while he's still Warden. Later, when he's shown again, we don't see that. Maybe how he was demoted and was now Vice Warden, and Evil was the boss now. Probably there, I don't know, maybe that's the item that the boss is wearing, I don't know. But yeah, let's create the legs like this. You know that here I like to do it cartoony, and I like to do tiny legs all the time. I like my characters to skip a leg day in the gym. But yeah, I want to know as well your opinion about Magellan. I want to know if you like him and what do you think of his power and everything. This horn should go the other way, like this, because he's quite signature design, like he is the demon, the Satan, basically. But let's do a little bit of this. And this sign as well on the side, that he has the logo, and here the logo, and the logo of the Impel Down prison. Okay, I said a little bit about the Impel Down prison before, that this goes down, it goes into the ocean, to the very bottom, those 6 levels that it has. As far as we know, it may have more. If other ones, he could say, oh, actually there are more levels down there, subterranean or in between, like we did with 5.5. I would like it. Do I want to see more of Impel Down? Yes. Do I want Doflamingo to escape? Yes. Check that. Check that. That I think, not in the circumstances that I explained, because seems like Marco, as I suggested in that theory, Marco is not gonna go to Impel Down, is not gonna try to rescue Weeble, but Doflamingo needs to be in the final story. I explained it there because the connection with the ancient weapons, because the connection with the crocodile and the connection of NL as well being the main 3 antagonists apart from Blackbeard from the whole series, the strongest guys, the more charismatic guy in the story, and I think they will have a role in the last part of the story with the ancient weapons, with specifically the mechanical ancient weapons theory that we have, that I'm gonna put here as well in general, so you have an overview of what I'm talking about, because this is something that I proposed to be 6 mechanical ancient weapons instead of 3. Okay, 3 real one and 3 mechanical one, man-made, confirmed by Vegapunk. Okay, so once that is happening, we will see that story going forward, and the 3 guys kind of having to use this power against the world government. We have something very important with Magellan at this point, is that he has been seen in one of the, not the latest episodes, but a couple of episodes ago, let's say 10-20 episodes ago, when Vegapunk revealed that yes, the world is sinking, yes, careful, yes. We see that Doflamingo is laughing, is talking to him, they are chatting. This guy is basically not protecting him, but how will you call it? He's just guarding the cell where Doflamingo is locked. And they are talking, and Doflamingo is saying, we are gonna drown here. If the water goes a couple of meters up, that's gonna cover your entrance. The water is gonna come inside the prison. And from the very bottom, obviously, they will start dying. They will start drowning inside the prison. Magellan, as I said, is a herald, let's say, of goodness. I think, in my opinion, I think he is pure goodness. Even if he looks like a demon, even if he is the guardian of hell in this case, okay? And we see this through his actions. He will not allow anyone to escape, and they escaped because pure luck, okay? And the actions of Born, and the actions of many people. We will see, and I think this is guaranteed, we will see a moment where Magellan is gonna release everyone, is gonna keep them in line with his potion, is gonna say, don't move, or I'm gonna poison you all and I'm gonna leave you here. I have the ability to do that, so I may do it. and they are gonna follow him, but as soon as they are outside, Doflamingo will leave, Bon Clay will leave, they have to escape, okay? Something will happen that they have to escape to be in the last battle. We wanna see Bon in the last battle, we wanna see Doflamingo in the last battle. And even Magellan, he could even do some sort of smoker type of chase towards Doflamingo and go and leave and end up in the final battle as well, assisting the good guys because he is good. Once he realizes of the bad methods of the world government in One Piece, he will definitely have to act and pass judgment amongst the good guys. Some of these Gorosei, some of these Marines that they are bad, he needs to do that because he represents in this aspect, in this story, like the demon, like Satan. Okay, the real Satan is gonna be Imu, that I explain as well here in my theory. And I think she has the human fruit like Luffy model Satan, and we will see that at that point. Let's do the wings. Let's not forget, because it's something that I'm talking and I may forget about. As well with this guy, we have the introduction of not the introduction because he's not actually a Oni, but there are all these guys there look like demons, and later we have the whole story with Kuma, with Kaido and the different races and the Onis and everything. And I think this is basically the beginning when Oda is brainstorming, having ideas, trying to put ideas together and saying, I can do something like this, I can make actually something interesting like this with different races happen, and I'm gonna create Kaido, I'm gonna create other guys. Because Kaido's design was done, if you see the original designs that we have from him out there, he didn't have a clear image of him until very late in the story, okay? Like the supernovas. The supernovas were, those supernovas came to him in one day, in one night, just before starting Archipelago Shabondi, to kind of give a little bit more of juice, a little bit more of interest to that part of the story. I think it's looking nice, no, so far. I think I'm gonna be using a lot of black when defining these, and purples, but I think I can start kind of situating the line work. Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's move into 0.2 fine liner, and let's define first of all the face. Like this, and I am gonna leave the eyes in a white like this, okay? I think it can be very nice. Let's define, and the mouth as well, like this, like breathing gas. This type of lips like Usopp. Okay. And very tiny teeth like this. Okay. I may do like this. He's kind of breathing a little bit of gas. That's something that he likes to do a lot when he's showing up, being epic and showing these aspects. The prison that he's the warden. It represents the story of the divine comedy, the Dante's Inferno, the 6 levels of hell that Dante, in that story we have different characters. This is a journey as well to save another character. I'm not gonna obviously be spoiling because those are major works of literature and you can read them, and I think you will love them. It is written very particular, so you may need to train as well a little bit your reading skills before you are able to read this story. But once you start reading and once you start checking names, checking what's happening, checking what levels they are going through, you will see again how referencing work to other work is something very real, and you see how Oda is using many things from that story to see in this story. Let's do this area, and now here as well we do It's a little bit of beard, not much beard, like, but as I said, like a little bit like gorilla shape the face, and with this, like this, and like this. I said it in my previous video about Jinbei. We were talking about Jinbei. That was the first drawing of this sketchbook. I struggled a little bit with the apply of pen into this paper. Maybe the quality of the paper is not as I was expecting, and it is not giving me as much as I want. I said as well, if I'm getting a bad experience with this and I decide to change, maybe after a couple of tries, maybe I decide to change and get another sketchbook, it could be that possibility as well. So don't discard to maybe I say in the next video, look, I decided to change because, you see, it's taking me a lot of time to, let's see if I can hear it with the paper. Yeah, it has some sort of grain. It has some sort of grain that is not letting the ink attach to the paper. It has like a layer, and this is not this is thin paper, probably 100 grams, something like that. But the texture, the quality of the paper, maybe is made in a way that I don't understand, because it's not for pen, it's not for fine liner, it's not either for watercolor. It's just a standard normal one. Maybe just the quality. It wasn't cheap, I have to say. It wasn't cheap. I didn't buy the cheapest. I found one that was kind of nice, but yeah. In any way, I don't know. I need to keep testing, because I have, and you have seen multiple projects going on at the same time, multiple drawings, multiple type of videos going on at the same time in different sketchbooks. This is the only one that I'm experiencing this, so it's not the pens, it's not the pen, it's not the colors, it's the book itself. But we will see. We will see what we're gonna do with this, okay? Let's keep drawing this. And you know that I love to draw these kind of bulky guys. These are my favorite One Piece designs, when the guy is, it looks like basic shapes like circle or rectangles and things like this. This is how I normally draw as well, how I normally like to draw, like more cartoonized. As well, if you are out here drawing One Piece, and you can as well put down there in the show more sections what is your favorite type of character, what is your favorite type of drawing in One Piece. If you like more something like I don't know, Mihawk, that Mihawk is more realistic, more human size, more muscular, more humanistic, looking like a human, even if the sword is crazy fantasy, but the character design as such is very normal. Like Shanks is quite normal as well, but then we have characters like this guy that looks like a monster. We have characters like Pika that it looks like deformed. Plenty like that across the One Piece universe, okay? I love more this type of Vista design, Blackbeard design, okay? More than normal Zorro, for example, or normal Sanji. I like, for me as a creative person, more these fantastic designs, okay? The fantasy designs. Let's do. Well, coming back a little bit about my sixth Yonko, I will say. Well, Yonko means the John is number 4, so I will have to say it like Roku, I think, is 6. The Roku-ko, it will be 6 Yonkos, but basically he defeats Blackbeard. As soon as Blackbeard arrives in, all, you know, cocky, like, oh my god, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna this and that. We don't know anything at that point, so, but he faces Luffy a little bit, and then Luffy gets upset, punches him, Luffy leaves, and then straight away in the same moment that Luffy leaves, boom, this guy is here behind them and neutralizes them all. That is absolutely crazy. With one hit, he doesn't even turn around. He says, I have no time to deal with you. I'm gonna keep dealing with the rebellion inside, with this revolution inside. I have no time to deal with you. Blackbeard is very lucky, because he ends up being saved by Shiryu. Shiryu is a character who used to be a good guy in theory. In theory, he was working for the government. He was working with Magellan 20 years ago, when the whole story with I think Shiki happened and everything in the movie. Because Shiki is canon, and Shiki was in Impel Down, and Shiki was, in theory, the only person who escaped Impel Down, as far as we know, as far as it's been explained. That kind of information has been a little bit twisted a little bit, because Ivankov disappeared, and other characters may have kind of taken that story a little bit beyond, but it never happened, confirmed by Oda. But Shiki did happen, and Shiki, we have the episode 0 and everything, okay? So Shiryu was like him, working in the prison, having a good role and everything, a good position there, like the rest of the guys are working there. And what happened is that he was very sadistic. He would kill for pleasure whichever guy was imprisoned in there. He was allowed to, like Magellan said, I'm allowed to, if I decide I'm the top power here, I decide to eliminate you, I am allowed, no one is going to judge me because of this. And Shiryu took that as a normal thing to do every day, and he will be eliminating people all the time. So they end up locking him as well in the very bottom of hell. Basically, Shiryu saves Blackbeard. He saves the whole crew. He gives them the antidote, so they are able to survive the attack, survive the poison, and he ends up joining them. Is the commander, I think, is of the first, the captain of the first group for the Blackbeard pirates. Everyone in the world is assuming that this guy is gonna be Zorro's enemy, because he's the number one, so-called number one. I think this guy is gonna be for Brook. This guy at the moment is invisible. He's having Absalom's power, and invisible and Zorro having Haki, or developing through the story even more Haki at the end of the story. He's not gonna be a rival for Zorro. We haven't seen fighting skills with Shiryu as such that I would say, oh my god, I can't wait to see him fighting Zorro. No, but I see him fighting Brook. I explained this in many videos many times, and I think that's what it will happen, that Zorro will have Vista. I am gonna put here a theory about that as well. I am very strong mind thinking about that battle. They postponed their fight in Vista and Mihawk. They postponed their fight in the war in Marineford, and that needs to reach a culmination. And better than a defeat of Mihawk in this situation, none. So I know this may be controversial, and everyone, oh no, I've been waiting almost 30 years to see these two guys fighting, Zorro and Mihawk. Mihawk can be defeated before, but yeah, just watch the theory, try to open your mind, okay, and try to see that there may be other options that may happen, and it can be totally valid, okay? It can be totally valid. Oda, at the end of the day, is a guy who is very clever. He knows a lot of referencing, and he can give us a surprise, and I would love it. I would love to see something different. We are doing some kind of dripping here, that the venom is dripping from the sides a little bit. I don't want to do the whole thing. When he starts to sweat like this, I like it. It's not nicely represented in the anime, and the anime looks a little bit weird, like very cartoony made, but yeah. This obviously is so tiny that we may not be able to do much the design for Impel Down logo, but we will see what we can do. Okay, so I'm gonna add a couple of tones, because the guy is is almost painted in dark. So let's do for the eyes. He has this kind of mandrill design on the face, and then we are gonna do the skin. Important thing, Magellan being now the Vice Warden of Impel Down, has been shown with a massive scar on the face and on the neck. All this area has a massive scar. I don't know how. When last time we see him, he is not damaged. When his last fight is against Bone Clay, and if Bone Clay attacked him on the face directly and sacrificed himself, that he's not dead, okay, that is confirmed, he's not dead. If he sacrificed himself in a way that managed to hurt him quite a lot, that would be a very nice boom trophy for Bone Clay there. But I doubt that was him doing that much damage to a character like here our guy. So our guy Magellan. So I suspect he was punished. I suspect he was punished by someone like Akainu, for example, because that's what a bad guy should do. A bad guy like Akainu should go there and say, because of you this happened, I know you are sorry, but I need to punish you, and probably punched him with the fruit on the face and damaged him quite damaged. Magellan, I said at the beginning, is very honorable guy. He basically, as soon as he loses that fight, as soon as he loses that group of people, he decides to step down. He says he's not even being, the Sengoku doesn't want to, but he says, I can't do this anymore. This was a flop. It's all my fault. I'm gonna leave, and he decides to step down, okay, from his position. This is obviously accepted by the government because we see him as a vice warden now, but in what conditions? When Luffy punches him, the first time Luffy punches him and everything, we see he has blood on the face coming from the head. We know that when Luffy punched Bellamy on the face, on the head, and KO'd him in one punch, when Bellamy returns, he has a similar type of scar on the face, like Luffy did with that punch. But we see his head deformed even after the punch. So it's obviously that he's gonna leave some sort of a scar. For Magellan, we don't see that. We see only a little bit of blood dripping from the forehead. We don't see the rest of that. But I don't know. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me if maybe Luffy is the one who you think is the cause for that wound. But I'm more of the idea that because that big flop, because he put in jeopardy some important event of the Marines, that in this case is the Ace public execution, I think he probably was punished, and someone having the power to do that, it will be someone like Akainu. At that level, that type of burn looks as well pretty similar to the same burn that Luffy has on the chest. I would say that obviously the Gorosei, not even the Gorosei, probably one of, I want to say that one of the first things of Akainu, and that Akainu did once he went into power and he took the leadership of the Marines, Sengoku's position, was to punish this guy. I would say we need to create more hatred towards Akainu. We need to have that final fight, Akainu versus Dragon, and then Akainu regretting everything. We don't need a flashback of Akainu, but I think he needs to talk a little bit about his past and his bad actions and redeem himself a little bit. It is in the making. It is in the making because we are seeing now, once Kuma is passing through Marijua, to go to Egghead and save Bonnie, we see in those moments how frustrated and how out of place Akainu finds himself. He's not a desk person, and he's not someone who is able to follow orders in that way. I think he's too strong. This dog, Aka Inu, his name, it means red dog. Inu is dog in Japanese. Aka is red, like we have Sangs is called Aka Gami. That's red hair. Okay, so I see all of this happening soon, and I would invite you as well to open conversation here with me if you want, and let's debate what can be the trigger and what are the options. What are the options, because it's something important for the development of the story. Okay, this is looking very nice. Let's go back a little bit about talking about our man, our guy. Here Magellan, he is super strong. I said he defeated Blackbeard, he defeated Luffy, he defeated Ivankov, he defeated absolutely everyone there in Impel Down. Everyone was running from him. No one could have ever defeated Magellan in the circumstances that we have at the moment. If we are nowadays involving so much of haki, the things are different. Luffy from nowadays, obviously, with not talking about GR5, but Luffy from nowadays with his haki could face him, yes. In specific conditions, I say yes, but obviously we will need to see how is that happening. But with Hydra, that he's able to create this Hydra that it regenerates with the poison, with the giant demon form that is extreme poison, that is melting walls and everything. Is even covering the candle from Mr. 3, with this kind of poison balls that he is able to spit from his mouth and shoot at, like a sniper. This kind of mode of transport that he has, that he's able to move through, like he's in a water park or something, like he's able to go through the neck of the Hydra like it's a water slide and move to another location. He's too strong. He's too strong for in that point of the story. Not even Ivankov. That Ivankov is, let's say, the number 3 or the number 4. Because we are adding Sabo as a number 2 there, but Ivankov is the number 2, the number 3, or the number 4 in the Revolutionaries, and not even him could actually do any kind of damage to this guy. So it's scary. It's scary. I think he needs to come back at least for some sort of a small moment, and I want to see him. First of all, I want to see him taking Rob Rucci into prison. I think Rob Rucci with his fruit and the awakening, and him having the control of the beasts with the awakened beasts in Impel Down, it makes sense for me that he goes to prison. But let's do like this. This symbol, it's gonna be invented symbol because it's very small. Okay, so we do some lines like this and that's it. Yep. I wanted to do this in gray a little bit as well, and we will add a little bit of purple in a moment. But yeah. This one and this one. It has a little bit of blue, but we will do purple, a little bit of purple design there. Okay, now we carry on with the blacks. Today the color part of the video is mostly blacks. I will add a little bit of purple at the end to create this kind of Venom effect there, but mostly, as you can see, the blacks. Okay, that's gonna be poison as well, and it's gonna be falling here. Okay. Feel free to drop your comments down below in the show more section. I wanna talk about Magellan. I wanna talk about his power. I wanna talk about his level. What power level he has. Is this guy at a Yonko level, as we are saying here, that he may be the 6th Yonko? Is someone like at the Yonko level, or one of the Yonko commanders like Marco, for example, that has regeneration, able to defeat him even. There are some poisons, there are some alcohol, some liquors as well that they are able to, it can get on fire, let's say. Someone that like Marco that has this kind of blue fire power of the Phoenix, is someone like him able to kind of make him explode, induce his power against himself. It could be he's taking damage like Blackbeard. This is a paramecia. The Doku-Doku is a paramecia, and it's pretty similar looking to the behavior of the Blackbeard fruit as well, the darkness fruit. When Blackbeard is attacked, he's able to take the damage, he receives the damage, and then he can absorb the damage. But this guy is like having a protection, like a Gaara in Naruto as well, with the sand. I like it. Not many characters come to my mind now that could actually defeat him. We have seen Kaido in Wano saying all depends in Haki. Doesn't matter the fruit that you have very, very much at the end of the day, because people like Roger without fruit, people like Garp without fruit, they were at the top of the chain. They were apex predators in the One Piece verse, and they were able to do whatever they wanted. They are very strong just because of that. And I think Oda, with the concept of Haki, has gone very over the board during the years, and obviously he's trying to top it up with some other things, because he can't have the all the characters at the very end of the story having to use fruits. Okay, Zorro is gonna be at the end of the story and he has no fruit, he has physical power. And then we have as well people like Usopp, that Usopp, he can, yes, awaken Haki in a way that observation, for example, that we have seen that in the Rose as well, but we need him at the end of the story, and he's not gonna be eating a fruit, to be honest. I don't think he's gonna be eating a fruit. So because of that, I would buy that Kaido was right there, and anything, even this fruit with the poison, can be defeated with Haki. Gyoro, the flower Gyoro, the old man in Wano, was able to teach Luffy how to punch with Haki without touching the enemy. And so the Haki will go inside the body, and that Haki would kind of explode inside the body, like an attack from the inside. That is very important to fight someone like this guy, okay? Is the poison going to be able to be repelled by armament Haki, for example? If you are someone like Vergo, or you are someone like Pika, that they are very good at protecting themselves with Haki armor, are these guys able to repel the poison when they are coated in Haki? It could be. I think that is one of the specialties of Scopper Caban that we may see soon in the story, and we may have a little bit of another guy with poison around to prove this and to see this, okay? I don't discard the idea of Summers that we have now in the story, Summers with the connected to the rose concept, that maybe those thorns, that he has the thorn fruit, not the rose fruit, only the thorn fruit, so that means they are not specifically flower type, they are not specifically rose type. Can it be that maybe those have a little bit of poison and he's gonna poison someone? It could be as well. It can be interesting, and Oda is always, as I said before, it's always repurposing some of the powers in the story, okay? Let's do... Or even bringing a character back from the past, like Mr. 3. We wouldn't expect it. We were not expecting Mr. 3 to be there in Impel Down, and we had him, and it was very useful. I would say very useful type of power. Let's do. We're getting there very nice with this. It's looking good. I like it. It's tiny. I like it to. I like to do the drawings small. I said that as well in my previous video, because it's very compact and it gives me a nice image together like this. It's looking good. I said before about the concept of Oni This guy is drawn in one of the images in a SBS as a kid, and he has already horns, very tiny horns, but we see him fighting with Luffy, and he takes off his horns like they are kind of just a decoration of some sort of cosplay thing of the decoration, and he is fighting with the horns in using like a gloves, like this boxing with them, and they are actually venomous as well. So yeah, I don't think this guy is a Oni. It's just a weird looking human, but the horns are fake in theory. We see some of the other guys in Impel Down may have real horns. They may be Onis because they look like Onis, but I don't think they are so important. Oda will spend much time in them or explain something about them, okay? Like the other guards and everything, Hannibal and the rest, okay? Let's do this. Looking very nice, looking very good. I like it, and as I said, I find some sort of resistance from the paper, like it has, maybe they sprayed it on top of something, and it creates like a layer in between the tip of my pen and the surface of the paper. It is a little bit annoying. I will definitely not buy another sketchbook from this place. It wasn't actually a brand or anything, it was just a basic normal sketchbook. Not cheap, I said not cheap, but I will definitely be mindful of not taking this brand again. As well, the paper is a little bit too white for my like. I like it when it's a little bit more yellowish or it has a little bit more of texture, because even the tones, it gives me a little bit more of opening for my imagination. I can do more things around it. I suppose if you are a person who draws as well, you may understand this, that when you see textures, like, I don't know, you are looking at a wall or looking at a floor or something, or looking at a pattern, you find characters with them, okay? Let's do this part a little bit, okay? We are getting there. Okay. It's a little bit sad to see. I think he got tired with all that happened, and you know, the escape of Luffy, Buggy, and the rest. I think he got tired of everything, and he just wanted to give up. And maybe they end up asking him to stay because he's very powerful, or maybe the government gave him the fruit. It's very difficult as well to think that all these titanic fruits, like the admiral fruits, like this fruit, ended up with these higher ranks. So probably he had the aptitude to be the warden. He had the will and the honor to be the warden, and they said, okay, take this fruit, and we will see the power that it has. Like with Khalifa and Kaku in Enies Lobby story, that the government gave them the fruits as a reward, okay, for your good service. There you have. So it can be like that, and now they need to keep him. They can't actually. Akainu could have said, because I think this is at Akainu's power. I don't think this is the Gurusei controlling much this. I think this is more in the power of Akainu. Akainu is the guy who can say, okay, yes or no. And probably he went there himself. I want to say, to make him even more bad, he went there himself. He listened to the story, but he didn't care. He punished this guy, and then he just said, you are not allowed to leave, you are not a prisoner, but you are like one, and you need to stay here protecting the rest of the prisoners. We have seen him in the mini stories lately with Doflamingo, and it makes sense for me that he rebels in some sort, like Smoker needs to rebel in some sort, like Aokichi rebelled already in some sort as well. All of these guys are good guys, so we don't want them to, like Kobe. We don't want them to stay there static doing nothing with the government. They need to have their saying somehow, and Kobe end up in Sword, and Sword is gonna clean the Marines, it will make sense that someone like this guy ends up as well making some sort of revolution of his own, you know, and having a power like he has. Is like having a loose tiger or having a loose lion there, but the lion could attack anytime or could do damage anytime, you know. Let's do the arm as well here. Okay. Impel Down, I would say, even if we don't have the whole group together, in my opinion, is one of my favorite sagas. The dynamic with Boggy is very nice. The dynamics, the return of the Mr. 3, and the creation of this duo, Mr. 3 and Boggy, is very nice. As well, the return of our crocodile and the famous sentence that when we are at the very bottom of hell and we are talking to Jinbei and everything, and then you have this ha 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 Sachiburi nara Mugiwara. That, and how the voice actor makes that, it has become one of the signature sentences. Obviously I do it ridiculously, but it has become one of the signature sentences of One Piece. It has become as well a meme, and it has become something very recognizable. Oda is using it more and more with other characters. The Sachiburi, and it's nice. It's nice because it gives this kind of villain sense, the voice, the sound, and the kind of tension that Luffy had when he realized is nicely done in the manga, and it is as well nicely done in the anime when Luffy's face is kind of twitching like, oh my god, it's you, I can't believe it's you, what are you doing here? And I love it. Let's do my favorite saga. Is a double saga, and I've said it many times here, is Water 7 and Enies Lobby. Those two sagas are summarizing One Piece in general for me. Powers, friendship, brotherhood, fights, Akuma no Mis, rivalry against the world government, problems, real problems, crisis with people, good enemies and bad enemies, you know, the limitations of the Straw Hats, internal problems, crying moments, that we have plenty of crying moments during this saga. I think it's the saga that we cry the most, or I cry the most. So, to be honest, as I said, my favorite sagas are those, and I think after that is close, is very, very close, Impel Down to that moment, because as I said before, even if we don't have, you know, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, etc. there, the dynamic with Buggy, with Crocodile, the introduction as well of Jinbei, that is very important topic. In that video about Jinbei that I done last week, go and watch it because you will like it as well, is basically trying to figure out his path, trying to figure out his reason to be with Luffy, his goal, his dream basically, and if it's not connected to the Fisher Tiger that I proposed there in that theory, it can be easily connected just to the protection of Luffy. Jinbei, when he was with Ace in the cell, Ace said to him, hey, protect my brother. If I die now, protect my brother. And Luffy and Jinbei says, well, I will protect him if he's worthy of my protection. And look, he ended up being with him and being the next Nakama in the crew. Okay, so I think we have something very powerful coming from Impel Down, that is as well the creation, because of that breakout of Impel Down, we had as well afterwards the creation of Cross Guild. That Cross Guild is endgame. We have seen this many times. Buggy, Crocodile, Mihawk, those are endgame characters. Mr. 3 is there as well. All of these guys. So Mr. 1, let's not forget about Mr. 1. So for me, a lot of people can say Wano because the fights, Egghead because the fights and everything, but, well, Egghead is becoming a very interesting saga, well, has become a very interesting saga as well, because all the lore, I love the lore, and you know this already, I'm all about the lore in One Piece. This is what we do here, we talk about the lore and we try to discover why and why not this may happen or may not happen, but for the time being, for the time being, I'm still in my line. I'm still with Water 7, NES Lobby. I will say then after that Impel Down for my taste. Not even Marineford. Marineford is good, yes. I love the fights. I love the display of thousands of powers and Akuma no Mis and Hakis. But the dynamics in One Piece, for me, what it works the best, what it calls my attention the most, is the dynamics between characters. These attacks from Buggy to Luffy to Luffy to Buggy to Mr. 3 and jumping and running and coming up and down and falling again to the other level and the Sphinx destroying this area and Magellan showing up and then Blackbeard showing up and then Jinbei stopping Blackbeard. All these things are absolutely cinematic for me. This is peak. That is for me peak One Piece. I know a lot of people is kind of loving more the current sagas. Maybe they are, or you are maybe younger than me, and you find more impactful the battles in those specific moments or the flashing lights in those specific moments. But for me, give me anytime give me these types of sagas then when you have a little bit of everything and all of the characters have their importance, okay? And don't tell me that Ruchi versus Luffy hit as hard in Egghead than in Water 7, because I don't believe it. Or it hit as hard like in NES Lobby, because I don't believe it. Just with Gear Secondo, with Gear Second there, and Gear Third and everything, and the Rokugan and the fight there, that is prime One Piece, and showing all the things about what is One Piece. I can't. I loved the moment with Ruchi and Luffy here. I loved the fear on Ruchi's face when, and not fear, but it's kind of fear. I would say not fear, surprise plus excitement. I think that is the specific topic. Excitement on his fate of, but no chance of defeating him, no chance of defeating Zoro and anyone there anymore. But yeah, as I said, Ruchi is one of those characters that I think is absolutely connected to Magellan, because the transformation of the Zoan, because I think the Zoan power within him is gonna take over. I'm gonna put it here if I don't put it before, or if not, I will put it in the show more section, yes or yes, because that is actually the most watched video in the channel, I don't know how, but if he ends up in Impel Down transformed like a silly creature that can actually know anything else about anything else than fighting, because he has been overtaken by the power of the fruit, that could be very epic. I would love to see. It's cruel, yes, it's cruel, but Ruchi has proved to be a character that we need to do something with him, even if he seems to be our friend. Even if he seems to be our friend in Egghead, oh, you know, I'm gonna join forces with you, Kaku and I will join forces with you. No. As soon as Saturn comes out, as soon as Kizaru comes out, and then he comes back to his predator state. So he cannot be redeemed. We do not want him to be redeemed, but some sort of punishment, like this guy with the scar on the face, I believe that's what happened. He can have, and it would be, we will cry, yeah? I will cry like, oh, poor Ruchi, oh my god, oh, so sad, you know, this is like dying, basically. But for the story, and for the explanation of the fruits, and for the concept of how terrifying are the fruits, because so far, oh, I eat a fruit, I have a superpower, that's so cool. Oh, what is the bad side? Oh, the downside is that I can't swim well anyway. I don't swim and that's it. I stay in land, or I do whatever else, but that is not such a crazy thing, okay? But if you say that, let's say, for example, the Zoan, you can have that fate, like the koala guy, the zebra guy, the rhino guy, the chihuahua guy, okay, in Impel Down, and you lose yourself to the fruit. I will love it. There are a few characters that for me could go into madness, and depend of the storyline. Kaido could have experienced that, and he could have gone into madness because his different states of evolution, he has kind of 6-7 evolutions within the hybrid form. We've seen these type of designs, different designs. More sober, more this, more that, more serious, more funny, more cryy. But because he's a storyline and a Joy Boy storyline within him, I don't think that will happen to him. But with Ruchi, it could be. And Ruchi end up with this guy. Ruchi end up being controlled by Doflamingo's strings. So imagine that. Not even the fruit will take over there. Doflamingo will take over him. That will be nice. That will be very nice. I don't see that happening right now, or I don't see that how could that happen right now, because before I was thinking that Ruchi will experience this thing in Egghead while realizing that Kaku let Stussy leave and he will go mad, but it didn't happen. We have seen normal Ruchi, normal Kaku afterwards. What was the point then of having Ruchi and Kaku in Egghead? I don't know. Storytelling wise, I don't know. If I don't have the magazine, I don't have the Shonen Jump. If there was a poll in the Shonen Jump and Kaku and Rochi were very nicely positioned on top, and the people were asking about more content about them, okay, maybe Oda said, I need to put these guys again a little bit a moment, just for a little bit of fighting, for a little bit of support. Yes, but storytelling wise, please give me those things and connect him to Impel Down, and connect him to Magellan, and connect him to Doflamingo, and whatever is going to happen with them there. They are trapped at the moment. They are absolutely trapped, and the world sinking. It is our bomb in Arabasta. It's our cage in Dressrosa, and it is going to happen. So these guys need to get out of there, yes or yes. We don't see Magellan sitting on the chair saying, "Oh yeah, whatever you want." No. He looks worried. He's listening to I think they are listening to the Mushi as well, and he's good guy. He's not gonna allow anyone to die in Impel Down because of these drownings. He's gonna save them all, and they may take advantage of him. Doflamingo may take advantage of him. I wanna see how he's gonna pan his story with Weeble. Weeble is absolutely strong. He is a clone from Whitebeard, 100%. So there needs to be some sort of story with these guys, even if it is in a SBS like we have seen already, but something needs to happen there, and we need to see them again in the main storyline. All of them, all of the guys that are at the moment in Impel Down that we have named already, okay? I think I have finished with the drawing. I have explained more or less my opinion about Magellan and my kind of point where I think Magellan stands in terms of power. He is a top tier of One Piece, and he will always be. I want to know your opinion as well, put it in the comments please, but there is no denial that everyone was defeated by him. No one wanted to face him. Everyone had to escape from Impel Down. They couldn't actually, just like Luffy does always, just I'm gonna punch him, I'm gonna defeat him, and then I'm gonna escape. They couldn't do that. They were running from their lives, even Crocodile, even Ivankov, everyone, and they gave it all. And even doing that, giving it all, they actually couldn't do anything, just a little bit of a scratch. That mark there that he has, I don't think he got it during that situation. Not even later, when Blackbeard and all these things happen. Yeah. Was it maybe Blackbeard escaping and Blackbeard attacking him again. It could be. It could be because those guys maybe they hit to kill. But it's never been explained. Never been explained. So I put my bet for the sake of a storyline in Akainu and the punishment through Akainu. Okay? Let's sign and let's finish for today. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Man Dragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video, the theory, the drawing, everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.